This is Frank Spotnitz. I'm the head of Big Light Productions in London. I'm a writer, producer, and showrunner.
Could you please give us a snapshot of your career thus far and maybe tell us about some of the projects you're working on currently?
This is my second career. My first career was as a reporter, and then my first job as a writer of television was for The X-Files, which is a job really that's never ended. I did that for 8 years, 8 of the 9 seasons it was on. I worked on the first movie, the second movie. Hopefully I will be working on a third movie. And after The X-Files, I went and did a show with Michael Mann called Robbery Homicide Division. I did a reimagining of Night Stalker for ABC. I decided to move to the UK in 2010, where I wrote the first 4 episodes of sort of a reboot of Strike Back, and then I did Hunted for the BBC and Cinemax.
So as a showrunner then, how do you see the changes taking place in the US broadcast this season in terms of content and format, season and structure?
The television landscape is changing incredibly fast. It's very fluid. There's now something like 48 buyers for original drama series in the United States, and it's not just broadcast and cable. It's Amazon, it's Netflix, it's Xbox. So what series television is changing, and I think it's very exciting. There's a huge opportunity, huge amount of experimentation, and it's never been more unpredictable.
Cable have dominated the space at the moment. Recently at the Emmys, they won 6 of the 7 major categories, I think, with shows like Breaking Bad. Do you see there being problems with sort of the broadcast networks trying to emulate them in any way or step up their game? That's possibly likely to happen.
Well, the broadcast networks need to appeal to a giant audience, and all of these fantastic shows on cable television would probably be canceled instantly on broadcast television because they're not designed to appeal to a mass audience. And that's the genius of cable television, is that they can narrowcast. They just need a couple million viewers, and they're profitable. So it's not surprising that their shows are more creatively ambitious and rewarding. I think it's a shame in a way, because I do miss those big mass market shows that were really great, that everybody watched and talked about. And I think what you're seeing right now are the broadcast networks are trying to figure out how to have their cake and eat it too, how to do shows that a huge audience will respond to and that creatively are as interesting as what's happening on cable.
How are the international co-production options changing at the moment? Could you give us a snapshot of that landscape?
I think because of the explosion of distribution platforms in the U.S., international co-production has never been more vibrant or exciting, because the U.S. is looking outside of its shores for ways to feed this hunger for new shows. So that means they're acquiring formats like crazy, and formats that used to sit around for 2 or 3 years are now acquiring, practically from the moment they're broadcast. Incredibly robust appetite. They're also looking to do co-productions, because co-productions are a bargain. If you have a limited budget, a co-production will cost you half or less of what an original production would cost you if you were doing it exclusively for your network. So it just makes good sense. And I think that's really exciting in all kinds of ways, not just for the U.S., but for the countries that would be partnering with the U.S. broadcasters. It gives their talent an opportunity to compete against the best of American drama.
There's a lot of digital players now coming into the market. How do you think that's affecting the development process for a lot of US series?
I think platforms like Netflix are changing our understanding of what a television series can be, which I think is great and really exciting. But what it means is, I think one of the great strengths of the American television system has been the showrunner model and the writer's room model. But in fact, you don't need to do television that way. You can have directors come and take charge of a show and make it as if it were one long film. So I don't necessarily think that's better in every instance, but it's an alternative way of doing things, and I have no problem with that. I think it's great. So
could you give us your idea of some of the challenges the industry faces at the moment?
Well, for somebody who does what I do right now is an incredibly wonderful time, because there's just so much work. There's more work than anybody can do, and everybody I know is working. Everybody I know has a job. I can't think of another time like this when so much is being bought. I think the question is, how long will this continue, and is there really an appetite for this enormous amount of programming that's being made right now?
So as cable embraces even more original content, what future is there for sort of off-net syndication?
Oh, I don't know. I think the truth is, we all tend to fall in love with what's new, with the novelties of Netflix and Amazon and Xbox. But the truth is, there's still a huge audience out there that is watching TV by traditional means. Still a huge audience out there that doesn't go online and barely has a cable box or a satellite dish. So I expect those markets will exist for quite some time.
Finally, is there any danger of cable dramas getting so niche that they won't be able to make their money back in syndication, subscription, video on demand sales?
Yeah, I guess so. There's always a risk. And look, it should be said that most shows still fail. We tend to focus on the hits and forget the vast majority of shows that get produced don't last, get canceled. But I think the economic model thus far seems to be working, and one hit has very long shirt tails that can support a lot of failures. So what's changed to me is just the volume of drama that's being made, and that's what I don't know. And we'll see. I think we'll see in the next 3 years whether the audience wants this giant amount of choice that they're about to get.